Raamdeo Agrawal, Joint MD of Motilal Oswal Financial Services, joins us right now. Mr. Agrawal, thanks very much for speaking with us. Your initial response to the cancellation of the licenses?
Yeah, I think there were a series of things happening and the news flow was there, but there's a final kind of verdict on, reduction in the number of licenses, the competition and the price level. I think we never had a problem of volumes in this market. I mean, most of the companies were doing about 3 billion, 4 billion minutes a day. The issue was the pricing level. And pricing was going below the cost or below unnatural levels purely because of unhealthy competition. I think this will, as an investor, I think this will change the, from a complete seller's market, a complete buyer's market. The whole tide will turn to become more like a even market, and then eventually it will become seller's market. So it is going to be very dramatic shift in the competitive landscape for telecom in India.
What does this verdict give out as a signal to foreign investors and also not just strategic investors but also financial investors who've been avoiding the sector because of the controversies that come with it?
Yeah, so I think this is a big positive. It will be held all over the world that yes, one can commit whatever fraudulent activities, but eventually at the end of it, the courts will punish them. And this is the first time when even a punishment is taking away all the benefits from the other side. So I think it will be hugely positive in terms of the way people look at from all over the world.
Raamdeo, your comments on that? I mean, Shankar is in that way right, because there's a lot of ripple effect that happens as well to a lot of impacted sectors, star businesses, banking, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but what is wrong fundamentally, the kind of what went around, why these licenses were cancelled? They were not cancelled in arbitrary fashion. It is cancelled by the court on a logical ground. So what is wrong? If the impact is negative on certain segments of the society, that doesn't justify what is wrong has to be perpetuated. So I appreciate that there is going to be some hardships to the guys, but they have to be, my sense is that they have to be far more careful in entering in contact with the guys with whom they are doing it. And on the other hand, in the Vodafone case, exactly the same Supreme Court has given verdict in favor of the foreign investors, because again government was doing wrong. Probably it was perceived to be not right what they were pursuing in tax case. So I think the rule of law for what is right and what is wrong is being settled here in a very fair way. And it can have a positive and negative impact depending on what is the circumstances.
Come to you on what this means for Bharti, because as we see it from the entire pack, that stock is really holding up as an incumbent who's been operating for a while. The decision clearly benefits Bharti, and if you look at a lot of institutional interests as well from the telecom space, it's really Bharti that's being looked upon as the best bet.
No, I don't think it is benefit to Bharti only. I think whosoever stays and provides the services to the consumers, whether it is all the players, whether it is Tata Tele, Arcom, Vodafone, Idea, Bharti, everybody will benefit because the whole tariff table will become much more sensible, what is depressed. So I think everybody, whosoever stays in the business, the whole economics of the business, even government will benefit in terms of higher taxes, higher income taxes, higher revenues. So it's a win-win for all. I don't think it is a bad thing.
Is there a sense maybe that some of the companies which had deemably indulged in some certain wrongdoing, let's assume that was the case, because the view that we got was that there was nothing wrong with the policy, probably something wrong in the implementation. Maybe a stiff penalty would have been a better thing, because even the subscriber's interest is protected. You think that was probably a better judgment? Just an argument?
You're asking me?
Yes, Raamdeo.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not followed the case so deeply. I don't know what would have been good and what is possible in policy making and all. But here is a judgment, and I'm reacting to only what has happened here. I don't have any strong view on to what could be alternative. Definitely there could be some alternative measures, and what Shankar is saying could, possibly has some this thing. But just coming back to that, greater good for consumers. My only sense is that when the industry goes to a level where it is where people are selling things at below the cost of production, clearly that thing cannot last forever. Like what is happening in airlines, where we got cheap tickets, low tickets, 1 rupee ticket, 100 rupees ticket, 1,000 rupees ticket. Now we are paying through our nose, and we are paying 10,000 rupees, 12,000 rupees, and sometimes you are literally being blackmailed to the kind of ticket prices you are getting. And yet the airlines are in losses. So I think before it reaches to that level for the telecom industry, which is far more necessity now, that health of the industry is restored. And I think this will restore the health of the industry, and in the process, the profitability will go to a reasonable level. Right now, the entire industry is a negative ROIC, and it's a capital intensive. So, and it's an industry which is very integral to the development of the country. So, I think profitability will not. I mean, competition is not going to be that low that there will be 5, 6, 7 still competing for the consumer wallet. There will be enough competition to keep the prices in the check, and government is always there as a kind of regulator.
Raamdeo, the question mark really would be that the connection to the verdict per se, and the verdict definitely probably gives a signal to some serious investors that hey, all is not hunky-dory with the policy framework in India, and therefore they will probably think twice before coming up and investing big bucks. I mean, I guess that's the point that Shankar is making.
Yeah, I appreciate that because this conduct of policies in recent past has been quite up and down, and predictability of the government action on various issues have been not predictable. So it's not only about this particular thing. There are a whole lot of things where predictability and confidence of investors have been kind of going down methodically. So, this one is again in the series of the same kind of thing. But I still feel that what is wrong, if it is set right, I think it does more good than bad.
Okay, Raamdeo, just a hypothesis that I'm painting, assuming that the companies which are impacted, the foreign players, are given a reasonable exit policy if they indeed choose to do so, and fresh licenses, the TRIA chairman did say that they have been asked to probably issue fresh licenses, which will be the natural course of progress. You think there will be enough interest in the space after what's happened?
I wouldn't know, but let's see what all comes, because Government of India has a lot of powers, and see, this is a Supreme Court judgment. Now the firefighting will happen. How exactly this migration, if at all has to happen, so will happen. What is the value to the customer acquisition? What is the value to the spectrum? What is the new policy? So I think now I hope Telecom Ministry and government will move very quickly to figure out what kind of, because one of the problem with this industry is that not only that entry barrier is very high, exit barrier is also very high. So, how do you lower down the exit barrier and give them clean exit, give them fair deal in terms of what money they have given? I mean, all those things have to be figured out from here onwards.
Also, doesn't it raise more question marks on the banking space, where there's already been the overhang of asset quality concerns over the last many months? First it was aviation, then you had, of course, the tower infrastructure business, and now exposure to telecom. Raamdeo?
Yeah, I think the telecom bank loan exposure to the people whose licenses have cancelled is very limited. Bulk of the loan has been given for 3G license bidding to existing players like Vodafone, Bharti, Idea, Reliance, and all those kind of guys. So Tata Tele and all. So my sense is that bulk of the loan, bank loan, is with these guys, and the license cancelled companies have very limited access to the bank loan, and some of them are with a foreign guarantee and things like that. So the impact on the banking system should not be that big. That's my sense.